Alright, and we're back, and I'm pretty excited to introduce you guys to the body, to the main section of this plane. What we're going to be creating is this. It's beautiful, it's majestic, it's got some luscious, smooth, soft curves, some quite brutal rebates and housing joints there, and you're going to use a lot of the skills you've learnt so far to create this. So let's get straight into it. The very first thing you need to do is we're just going to rush through this, create a new part. Go sketch, click on that sketch plane there. And let's not have that happen. Go sketch and click on that sketch plane there. Like so. Now we're going to come through and we're going to use that 2-point center rectangle, or in other programs it's called the center point rectangle. Select that, select the center and drag it out. Now we're going to need a measurement of 270 by 60. And press OK. Now, this is where design intent comes in. You could really create this in so many different ways. We're going to just start with this and we'll work from here and then extrude later, I guess. So press Escape to get out of the rectangle tool and select that top line and press Delete. There's a reason for it. Select the line tool. You can press L. Go to the very end of that. I'm going to zoom in here a bit. Go to the end of that line there, and then come across and draw yourself a 20mm line at 0 degrees. From there, we're going to come down at 90 degrees, and you're going to draw a 12mm line. Come across and draw yourself a 42mm line. As you can see, we're really using that trick and relying on it to keep drawing lines until we either exit or get us to an endpoint here. Go straight back up at 90 degrees, 12mm. Zoom out, and then I'm going to zoom back in so we can see a bit more. I then want you to come across and draw a 43mm line. We are then going to draw a straight line, 85mm. And what you'll notice is, on mine, I've actually gone through, and when I've drawn that 43mm line, it hasn't been at 0 degrees. So I'm going to press Escape and Control Z that and just fix that up. So making sure even the best of us, and I'm definitely not the best of us, add that 43, so it's coming straight across, and then add an 85. So once again, it's going across at this time it's got it at 180 degrees. It's 180 or 0, depending on the way the program views that line as being drawn. And that should be 85, not 84. And then finally, you're going to continue it all the way to the end, which I believe you'll find will be approximately 80. And it is. And join that up there. Press Escape. What we're going to do now is we're going to come down to this line here and we're going to delete that line. That dimension will still sit there, and I'm just going to click that and drag it out of the way. Because we're going to start from the bottom and then draw up. So draw yourself, come to the end of the bottom line and draw yourself a 12mm line going directly up. Then just use dot to dot and connect it to the top section. Like so. From here, select that line tool again, go to the top of that 12mm line and go straight across to the left-hand side, 75mm. Then continue that 12mm, or then draw a line from the end of that to the very base line. Press Escape to get out of that line tool. We're now going to delete a few lines that are no longer required. So we're going to delete that bottom line, and we're going to delete that 12mm line. So you're starting to end up, your plane will look something like this so far. If it doesn't, go through and just rewatch that video and figure out where you've gone wrong. We need to come through, and we're going to go all the way back to the initial start point now, where you've got the 20 and the 12mm right angle line there. Select the line tool, select the end of that line, and go down 15mm. Make sure it's at 90 degrees. press enter, press escape, and then select the long line that was there. So I'd say select further down and press delete. We need to go through and we're going to add a spline in now. So I'm going to say use the interpolation spline, select that, select the end of that 15mm line, and give yourself, I'm going to say 1, 2 spots, and then join it up with the end of that 12mm, or the end of that 12mm line coming down at the end of that 75. You can see the video. And you're going to end up with this shape. And it looks pretty good. You would almost think we're there, but we're not. We need to come through and we need to add this big curve coming through here that can be seen over here. As you can see, we've got a nice curve there where the pilot would sit if it weren't a timber plane and it had a cockpit in an old biplane. That's where it'd sit, but it is a timber plane and there is no pilot. So let's come through, select that line tool, come to the middle of that 85mm line and draw yourself a 20mm line going straight down. Actually, you know what? Let's go 15. Let's not be too reckless here. Press 15, press escape, and select that spline tool with the interpolation spline. Go to the end of that 85mm line, which is at the beginning or the other end of the 43mm line. Select that, then continue that across and drag it along until you hit the other end. So for those of you who are like, sir, I don't get it, I'm going to zoom in a bit and hopefully you can see. So I'm coming to where those two lines join, selecting that point there, coming out here, and then if I zoom out and zoom back in, you can see where that 85mm line ends. You drag your point across there until it connects with the green, and click. Select the green tick, zoom out, and start deleting those excess lines. Press Finish Sketch, because we're done with that for the moment. Press E for Extrude. Now I'm going to send it the other way. It makes no difference. I just prefer it because this is the side we've sketched on, for it to go the opposite direction. And you're going to type in a measurement of 85mm and press enter. And this is what we've finished off with. Congratulations on finishing part 1 of the plane body tutorial. It's quite an accomplishment. And if no one's told you that you're a great human being today, well, you're probably pretty good. I'd say at least a 5 out of 7, which for those of you who don't know, is a 71.94%. Have a lovely day, guys, and keep smashing life.